No, I did, man. I got a thing. You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I figure it this way. Dope's gonna be legal in a few years, you know?
Yeah?
Then I'll be, it'd be a legitimate job, you know? And all these other dudes, that aren't ready for it, they won't know how to do it, see? Then I'll have a job, you know?
Yeah.
Talk about a job, we'll have a job.
That's good thinking, man. If you had another brain at that loneliness, man. God, it smells in here.
It's all this gas.
No, it's me. I just cut one, man.
Cochino.
Ooh, Foxy Mama.
Oh, man, you're sick.
What are you talking about, man?
Who are you looking at?
Oh, not that. Yeah. No, man, that chick over there. Check how fine she is. Hey, baby! Hey, baby, come on, don't be stuck up. Come on, I'll clear up a place for you to sit down. Uh-oh, man, be cool.
What's the matter?
I got company. Don't turn around. Just look straight ahead.
You gonna light me?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Hey, I don't think you better light it in here, man.
Why?
These gas fumes, man.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Hey, what are you trying to do? Kill us, man?
Yeah, what a flash, huh?
Oh, God, I told you not to light that thing, man.
Well, you're the one.
Hello again. Essay here. And welcome to the first video of the new year. And if you've been paying attention, then you probably know what's been happening at the beginning of this year. Yeah. 2 terrorist attacks in 2 different parts of the country on the same day. Yeah. And how's your week going so far? Well, of course, no one probably could have predicted this, I suppose. Then again, who could? No man knows the future, but he can look at trends. And before I start looking more like Alfalfa from the Little Rascals, let's get started with what we know, and more importantly, what we don't know. Now, so far, what we do know is the 2 terrorists are both dead. And we also have their names. One guy's called Jabbar, one guy's called Matthew Liven, something or other. Can't recall the guy's entire name. But I know that guy's dead as fried chicken. Yeah, talking about closed classes ceremony for him. But anyway, on this current date, January the 2nd, 2025, there's still a whole lot we don't know. And I have to admit, a lot of internet sleuths are still trying to figure it out. But right now I'm going to show you a snippet of a video by Paul Joseph Watson. I have to admit, the guy talking about, that guy obviously doesn't sleep at all. He's done some curating of information. And you might find this information very, very unsettling. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
Questions are swirling about 2 possibly connected terror attacks in the US on New Year's Day. Why did the FBI initially say New Orleans wasn't a terrorist attack?
This is not a terrorist event.
Despite admitting IEDs were used.
Improvised explosive devices that was found.
Hours after confirming that the truck used in the attack was literally flying an ISIS flag, and knowing that the culprit had posted videos confirming that he was inspired by ISIS.
The FBI has reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating is inspired by ISIS.
Why was their first instinct to lie about it not being a terror attack when it was clearly a terror attack?
This is not a terrorist event.
FBI, it wasn't a terror act. Everyone, what happened to the bollards installed in 2017 that were supposed to prevent this very kind of attack?
Mechanical barriers that would prevent vehicles from approaching Bourbon Street after certain hours.
Authorities say they were removed or being replaced at the exact time of the attack.
Specifically in parts of Bourbon Street, there are bollards. We're hearing that some of those may have been down because of repairs.
Well, let me tell you, one, I'm going to let the mayor answer. I want you to know that's one of the first things I thought of this morning when the mayor called me. Okay? And I will tell you that whatever the problem was is going to be solved.
Bit late now, isn't it? One eyewitness told CNN the bollards had been replaced by something totally ineffectual.
Those barricades were not on, period. They had the flimsy orange ones that you could just push over with your finger. We actually thought it was kind of odd because usually when you get to Bourbon Street, you can turn your back to Canal and not worry about anything. You can just walk the street, especially on New Year's, and there were still vehicles coming after 8 p.m. And then, I mean, the fact that they never raised them, that's how this guy was able to get down Bourbon Street so quickly and cause so much damage.
Why did the FBI reverse its position that 3 people were seen on surveillance cameras planting devices in the French Quarter?
Surveillance video that at the time at least appeared to show that there were other people who may have been involved in placing devices in the French Quarter. Now we know that law enforcement now has determined that those people had nothing to do with this incident.
Who planted the pipe bombs that were found in at least 3 other locations? Why was the New Orleans attacker not investigated after reportedly expressing sympathy for Islamic extremism while still in the army? Why did the Trump hotel attacker use a Cybertruck when that was one of the worst possible choices?
It looks like the exterior of that truck is completely intact as it sits there. The fact that this was a Cybertruck really limited the damage that occurred inside of the valet because it had most of the blast go up through the truck and out. In fact, if you look on that video, you'll see that the front glass doors at the Trump hotel were not even broken by that blast.
Was he trying to send a message to Elon Musk? I mean, come on, a Tesla Cybertruck right outside the Trump Hotel. It's not a very hard connection to make, is it? Like the connection between a car exploding and explosives being planted inside it. One that the AP apparently struggled with. The truck in New Orleans apparently acted alone too. Were the 2 attacks linked? Both alleged culprits had a military background, and according to some reports served at the same army base. What significance can we draw from him apparently being heavily interested in the Ukraine-Russia war? Just like this guy was. The attacks overlapped in their timing, and both of them used the same car-sharing app to rent the vehicles used in the attacks.
But they're also going to start looking at all these chats and these like Discord and Telegram groups. Was that rental car company ever mentioned as a way to easily rent cars? Because and then they can start looking at, it's not just a coincidence they both rented it from there. Maybe that was something that ISIS put out. Like if you need a rental car and you don't have to go through as much scrutiny, you can use this company. So then they're going to go back and start looking at that.
Authorities are now saying there were likely other accomplices.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We're aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
In the case of the Cybertruck attack on Trump Tower, what was culprit Matthew A. Livelsberger's motive? How did he go from being a well-educated Special Forces intelligence sergeant to a suicide bomber? And given his expertise and experience, why was an IED consisting of camping gas canisters and fireworks the best he could put together? Were there other intended targets that didn't come to fruition, and is there more to come?
Are you getting the sense that there's any threat of any other potential attacks tonight on any other major cities?
I can't answer that. I can, but I won't.
What? Why not? What radicalized Jabbar to the extent that he went from being a banal property manager to an ISIS-inspired domestic terrorist? Isolated from his family and acting increasingly erratically. Failed marriages, financial ruin, living in a squalid trailer park. Was the attack just a nihilistic rampage, born out of desperation and a clamour for immortal infamy?
Clearly, this is a cell, and it's not the type that was mentioned earlier, one guy radicalizing himself online. This guy seems to have been part of a cell of other people involved.
And why didn't the FBI, whose job it is to prevent terrorist attacks, pick up on any of this intelligence? Were they too busy hosting DEI seminars, investigating churchgoers and raiding President Trump's home? 2 vehicle attacks on the same day within hours of each other. Both vehicles rented via Turo. Both suspects US veterans. Both suspects served in the same military base. And with all 3 of these guys having direct connections, what on earth is going on at Fort Bragg? I mean, it's early days, but you kind of get the feeling that everything is not as it seems.
Okay, you saw that. Now, like I said, there's a lot of things we don't know. Now, of course, a lot of people are presuming that these 2 fools somehow were working together. And of course, we don't have hard proof of that. We do have circumstantial evidence beyond the obvious, but apparently these 2 guys were both in the U.S. military, the Army. They both were stationed at Fort Bragg, and they were there at the same time, but not in the same unit. Nope. And of course, there's no information that these guys hung out together at all afterwards. Indeed, Jabbar, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he was hanging out down in Texas. While that Livelsberger guy, he was up in Colorado Springs. And I don't think the feds have found any phone calls or text messages or emails or anything showing that the 2 guys were communicating with each other. So you could say it's just happenstance. But as for Jabbar, we know a lot more about his motives than Matthews. Because, as you saw in Watson's video, this guy, apparently, he had been on the internet for a while. Mostly making YouTube videos, advertising some business, which obviously didn't work out. Otherwise, the guy wouldn't be dead. But anyway. And of course, as you saw in Watson's video, both guys used some app called Turo. I think that's probably pronounced it, where they rented the vehicles. Now, of course, some people were saying that, in the case of Jabbar, the vehicle he was using had crossed the border in the United States 2 days before the attack. But, wait for it, there's no evidence that he was driving it. Nope, there's no evidence. So who was? Sorry. Well, no one has any evidence that whoever drove the car across the border 2 days before the terrorist attack had any connection to Jabbar. It may just been the luck of the draw. In other words, throw your dice and take your chances. And of course, as you saw in Watson's video, it seemed like the damn people in New Orleans can't seem to find their own asses with a flashlight, a trail of breadcrumbs, and a Rand McNally road atlas, and of course a GPS tracker. Because as you saw in his video, at first the damn police claimed that it wasn't a terrorist attack. Only after someone noticed an ISIS flag that was attached to the trailer hitch on the back of the truck. And then supposedly someone unknown tried to hide the ISIS flag? Makes you wonder what's going on there. But yeah, but only after the ISIS flag was, end up all over social media, then the New Orleans PD had to backtrack and say, okay, it was a terrorist attack. Yeah. Very strange. And as for that Matthews guy out there in Las Vegas, there's even less about him because so far they don't know anything other than he rented a Cybertruck. He drove from his home in Colorado. And according to Elon Musk, and believe this is kind of creepy, but apparently Elon Musk had not only was able to track the vehicle, but also had video from inside the car. And I'm thinking, excuse me? And I'm thinking, why do you have a camera in your Cybertruck filming the driver? Now, of course, that's something that probably deserves a whole new video of its own. But anyway, then this guy shows up at the Trump Hotel and Casino in Vegas, and then according to witnesses, the Cybertruck explodes. And of course, a lot of people who clearly don't like Elon immediately tried to claim, oh, the battery malfunctioned. So the Las Vegas PD said, nah, the damn Cybertruck was filled with gas canisters and those firework mortars. You know, the ones they use in skyrockets? Yeah, fireworks mortars, those big round things. Yeah. And I'm thinking, what, this guy didn't know how to make a formulated mercury? Or plastique? Because, wait for it, you ready? No joke. I know how to make plastique. And you say, wait, what? Yeah. Long ago, back in the 20th century, my chemistry teacher, Dr. Paul Suter, I liked that guy. That guy was super fun. And he was super smart. He explained to me in detail how to make plastic explosives. But then he immediately told me, don't you try it. Because he said it's very dangerous and you'll blow yourself up. And I said, okay. He also taught me how to make black powder. And he also told me the same thing. Don't try to make it because you'll blow yourself up. And I said, okay, I won't try it. But hey, I still know how to make it. And it's not that hard. Not hard at all. And no, I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to get this video banned off of YouTube, okay? Just saying that right now. So don't even try to DM me or anything about, ooh, you know how to make plastique in black powder. Can you tell me? Hell no, I ain't going to tell you. I'm just saying. And I figure since this guy, you know, Matthews, was in the military, apparently he must not have been in a regular combat unit because I think some of those guys actually know their way around explosives. Okay, maybe not as much as, say, Army Corps engineers. Now, those guys really know a thing about explosives. I'm not going to get into. So then but as I said, in the case of Matthews, we don't know anything. We don't know the who, the how, the why. I mean, wait for it. You ready? Las Vegas Pete doesn't even know where he got those damn those fireworks bombs from. I mean, it's not like something you can go to the local 7-Eleven and pick them up along with a slice of pizza, okay? Because I think that in some circumstances you have to have a special license to even purchase those things. So yeah, I think we're going to get more information about him in the coming days and weeks as to exactly, what was his motive. Where did he get the explosives from, those fireworks, those mortar bombs, and why did he blow himself up? We got nothing. Now, as for Jabbar, yeah, we definitely got a paper trail there, and wait for it, you ready? The New Orleans PD is still, seems like they're making it up as they go along. Because when that incident first happened, initially there were reports that there were people not connected to Jabbar, but who were in the French Quarter planting bombs. And at first, the the local PD said, oh, no, that wasn't happening until, guess what? Someone found not one, not two, but 3 explosive devices scattered around the damn French Quarter, and no, Jabbar didn't plant those things. So at this point you figure, okay, maybe this guy wasn't working alone. And finally, the FBI, it wasn't in Watson's video, but I saw it on the regular news, now they are looking for other suspects. Indeed, the New Orleans PD kicked in the door someplace where they thought that guy Jabbar was staying at, and they came in heavy. You know, tactical vests, the helmets, you know, the ARs, you know, the whole 9 yards, and the armored cars too. So they figured something bad was about to go down, but so far no fireworks, no pun intended. So what's going on here? I guess unfortunately we are left at the mercy of law enforcement. And of course, as you saw in Watson's video, seems like law enforcement, both on the federal and the local level, is like the Keystone Cops. And of course, anyone who's my age knows what the Keystone Cops is. Let's just say this: they're a joke, okay? Just a plain, no, these people are worse than Barney Fife. And of course, everyone remembers, oh, Andy Griffith Show. I don't have to explain to you who Barney Fife is. But yeah, can you spell incompetent? And of course, as you saw in Watson's video, you know you got a problem with your federal law enforcement when they waste federal resources spying on regular Catholic churchgoers, considering them domestic terrorists. I'm thinking, what, excuse me? But of course, that's an old story which I'm not going to get into, but regardless. But that just shows where their heads are, up their own asses. Now, the next question is this: is this the end of it, these terror attacks, or is this only the beginning? Like I said, no man knows the future, but you can look at trends. And my gut feeling is, because law enforcement can't seem to get their ducks in a row about exactly what's going on, I think the people of this country are going to probably have to watch their backs, just in case. Well, that's all I gotta say about these 2 outlandish incidents, and that's my opinion.